Howdy folks, I'm Scoryth, the Crimson Renegade. Welcome back to Borderlands. I want to take a moment before I actually jump in here. I want to apologize if... let me just say it like this. I want to apologize if any of you feel that I'm being too tutorialistic. I'm being too... If it feels like I'm being too insulting. I'm not trying... How can I say what I'm trying to say? I'm sorry if my tutorials seem extra specific or if there's too many of those. Well, that's obvious kind of thing. I don't mean to insult any gamers at all in their intelligence or anything like that. I'm pretty sure probably most of the time I'm saying and doing things that most gamers would probably already know. Just, even if you've never really played video games before, probably for the most part, you already know a good gist of most of the things that I'm explaining. And I go into really, really specific detail. And probably, sometimes some would say probably too much detail. And I apologize for that, but I do that because I would rather give too much information than not enough. I've actually seen walkthroughs and used walkthroughs. Not just visual walkthroughs, but like text walkthroughs and videos and stuff that were just a little bit that were trying to guide me to what I was trying to do, but they were just vague enough that I didn't get what I need. I couldn't understand something about it, and I don't want to be that way. If I'm giving you guys some information on a game, being a little bit tutorialistic, if you allow me to make up a word, I want to be as specific as possible to make sure I give you every possible detail so I don't miss something and make you, and if in case you didn't know about that one little detail that, if I think, okay, well, I don't need to tell them about this because that's obvious, everyone would know that. If one person is watching my stuff and is following my videos as a walkthrough and that one thing that I didn't tell them was something they needed to know, then I failed in my obligation, if you will, to be a tutorial walkthrough. And while I usually don't do that for my blind plays, because, it's a blind play, how am I going to give you guys a step-by-step tutorial on a game that I have known nothing about? And while Borderlands isn't that way, you guys understand what I'm saying. So when I do my tutorial step-by-step walkthrough type Let's Plays, games like I'll be doing like Final Fantasy X, things of this sort, that I do know very well, I'm not trying to be that tutorialistic, again, making up a word, and being so specific to insult you guys or make you guys try to feel like I know more than you and I'm not trying to insult your intelligence is what I'm saying. I'm just making sure that I'm as specific as possible to make sure that I don't miss any kind of detail. So again, if you're following along, you're watching this for a walkthrough and some guidance.
Think I ain't got nothing better to do.
Yeah, I forgot. If you stay still too long, your character starts, making idle conversation, if you allow me the phrase. So, if my tutorials seem excessively tutorial, excessively detailed, I'm not doing that to insult your intelligence. I'm doing it because I want to make sure I tell you everything, because I don't want to leave something out that someone may have needed or wanted to try to learn. Does that make sense? So I'm not trying to insult anybody's intelligence here. If I'm explaining things that 99% of the 99% of gamers should already know, then I apologize. I want to say it anyway because I want to make sure that 1% that doesn't learns. Okay, so just kind of bear with me. Okay, so sorry if my tutorials and some of my tutorial Let's Plays get too detailed or excessively detailed. All right, we need to go over here now and. Again, we're free to do whatever we want, but we're going to pretty much just be doing our missions here. Oh. I'm going to let him bite me. There we go. All we need to do is kill 5 Skaggs.
I'll see you in a few.
There's, 5 Skaggs, and they're dead. and they are dead. Obviously, you see what you do is all you do is go over here and wait for them to keep spawning out here. Only 5 of them will come out of this little den. Kill them all, and you're done. You go turn the mission to Z. I'm just grabbing some more ammo and stuff. And you could go around and explore other places. You can go down there and fight some enemies if you want to. Go up there, and there's another Skagg up there if you wanted to fight them. But we'll get to all that in just a little bit. So yeah, I'm not trying to to demean any player at all or insult their intelligence when I do my tutorial Let's Plays. I know sometimes I go a little bit overboard when I'm doing my descriptions, but I'd rather go overboard with my information than not give enough. Because one thing I couldn't stand when I was looking up walkthroughs for some games sometimes is it's say like, okay, we'll go to A and B and C and D. Well, how do I go to A, B, and C and D? It just says, sometimes it'll be just like, go to this point. Well, how do I get there? I mean, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I need information on how to get to point B. Because just say go to point A to point B. That's not a detailed enough walkthrough for me. Sometimes I need to know how to get to B. Sometimes. I mean, I don't really know how to. Okay, just walk.
Give me a shout if I can help you. I might not have a med school degree, but when you get shot, you'll be happy I'm here.
Alright, let's turn the mission in. We'll get 313 cash and 144 experience. I guess those Skaggs didn't give you much trouble, eh? You clearly know how to handle a gun. That's good. Real good. You're going to need it because I got something else for you to help me with. Fixer-upper. Obtain a power coupling, repair the med vendor, and buy a shield. If you're going to head out of town, you need a shield. A shield forms an invisible barrier around you that absorbs damage. Normally, you'd buy one from the med vendor here, but this one took a bullet during the bandit raid. Fortunately, it just needs a new power coupling, and so it happens there's an old vendor we can use for parts. It's right outside of town, down the road east. Go grab the part, install it into the med vendor, and buy yourself a shield. So we're going to do just that. What he's talking about is this vendor right here. We can't use it. These are vendors. They're going to look like vending machines, just like these things. There's like 3 different ones. Each one does a different thing. One gives you ammo. One allows you to buy weapons, and one gives you shields and health. This one gives you shields and health, but we can't use it obviously because, like he said, the power coupling is missing. So we need to go get one.
You got what you need now, scram.
So to do that, we need to go this way. And you can see the diamond on the map is to the left, so we need to go over here to the left. There's going to be another one of those vendors that we just saw, vending machines laying down. It doesn't work, but the vending machine itself doesn't work, but I'm going to grab this. Now we're going to get attacked by Skagg. There's one. Now you don't actually have to kill these guys, but I'm going to because experience is nice. We got one more. Where is he? It's hiding over here. Roar! Now these Skagg, their critical point is their mouths, so they have to actually, and they can only be hit while their mouth is open. So if they're just running at you, you just try headshotting them. You're not going to score any critical hits at all. You'll do normal damage, but you're not going to score any critical hits. Their mouths actually have to be open in order to score a critical hit. All right, and you can tell when you score a critical hit because you'll see the little red word "critical" pop up above your target. Alright, now let's return to the med vendor over here. And pop it in right here. Use, there it is. Med vendor repaired, objective complete.
What can I do for
And now
you?
we can buy a shield. Shop.
You can call me Zed. Everyone else does.
66, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. So there's only one. There's a shield here for 66. I've got $1,129. I can also sell some stuff too. I'll sell these weapons that I'm not going to use it since I'm not going to be using any of them. Alright, I got $2,900. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and buy this shield here. Now, this each vendor has a stock that will rotate every few minutes. You see the timer right below where the cursor is at 12 minutes and 10 seconds and counting down. That timer tells you how much time is left in the day, or how much time is left before all the shops will change their stock. For the most part, the stocks, or for the most part, in all the vendors, there are some things that will stay the same. In the case of this particular vendor, this med kit and this insta health will always be here. So let's grab one. So I'm a little low on health and recharge. Excuse me. Sorry about that. These will always be here. But as when the timer runs out and the stock is refreshed, these shields may change, and one of these shields might have a different capacity. So one of these might have 52 and a recharge rate of 9 instead of 50 and 8. And this item of the day here is going to be an item that's going to be just a little bit better, for the most part, most of the time, than the rest of the items in the shop at the time. So as you can see, in the case of all 4 of these shields, are a capacity of 50 and recharge rate of 8. This one is a capacity of 66 and recharge rate of 10. And obviously, obviously capacity is how much the shield is the shield's capacity, how much the shields can protect, and the recharge rate is how fast it recharges. Now, recharge rates are based on you being undamaged for a certain amount of time. So the shields will not recharge if you're constantly under fire. You actually have to stop getting attacked for a certain amount of time before the shields will begin recharging. And if you're hit while the shields are recharging, the recharge will again stop until you've been not fired at for a few more moments. Some of these have different perks. See, all these don't have any perks at all. But you see this one right below at the bottom, it says very slow health regeneration. So in the case of this particular shield, if I buy it and equip it, not only will I get 66 shields and it'll recharge rate of 10, but I'll actually get a very slow health regeneration. So if I actually do lose some health when the shields go down, it will actually restore my health as well. Which it is very rare to find shields or find anything that gives you health regeneration. Otherwise, you need to use these items or these items to restore your health. Which I'm going to buy this real quick. The difference between these two is these insta healths are used right here at the store right away, and they restore, as you can see, 20 health used as soon as they're picked up. So as soon as you buy them, these are the same ones that drop off of enemies. As soon as you walk across them, they're immediately administered and immediately start filling your health. These minor healing kits are things you can put in your backpack. The downside is they fill up an inventory slot, obviously. The upside is if you haven't found an instant health drop for a while, you can use this to restore your health. Just like any other, like a potion or anything like that in any other game. We gain 60 health over 10 seconds. So whereas this applies at 20 health almost instantly, this one will recharge health by 60 points over a duration of 10 seconds. So you got to kind of be careful about that. It doesn't instantly give you 60 health. Over 10 seconds, it will recharge your health by 60 points. And there are bigger versions that increase more health over time. For the most part, I'm never going to buy any of these because usually these insta healths will be enough for me, and I will get these off of enemies when they drop, and also as soon as if I'm low on health when I come to one of these stores, I'll be picking them up then. One thing to keep in mind when you buy these things, though, is even though it says quickly regain 20 health, it is not instant. So let's say I have 115 health here. Let's say I had 60 health, just to get a base number out there. If I were to use one of these insta healths, it doesn't immediately make my health go from 60 to 80. Even though it says quickly regain 20 health, it doesn't immediately go from 60 to 80. It actually builds up from 60 to 80 over a quick period of time, but it does have to build up. It doesn't instantly go there. The problem with that is you can continue to buy insta healths for as long as your health bar is not filled out. So I would recommend, whenever you come to a shop like this, don't spam buying these insta healths to recharge your health. Buy them a little at a time. That way you don't waste money on insta healths that you didn't need. Because, like I said, it builds your health up a little bit at a time. So let's say I had 100 health. Or better, let's say I had 90 health. I would only need 2 20 health packs to fill up my health completely, right? Because at 90 health, 1 pack, 20 would give me actually 115. So it would only give me 110. So I would need 2 of them to fill my health up completely. But I could actually buy 3 or more because my health bar hasn't filled up yet. So while my health is filling, even though I only needed 2 to reach my maximum, the game will allow you to buy more because your health bar isn't filled out yet. Does that make sense? So you don't want to spam buying these insta healths when you come to these stores, because you'll end up sometimes buying more than you need. So just buy enough until you seal your bar, fill up, and then if you need more because you didn't max out, then buy one a little bit more at a time, so you don't end up buying. So if I did spam it and I bought 3 insta healths, the first 2 would fill me up, and the third one would be just a waste of money because my health would already be full. Does that make sense? Just be careful is all I'm saying.
You ought to use the machine to sell some things you don't need and buy first aid kits to use on the field.
Okay, now we have a shield bar. As you can see right above our 115, it's 66, which is how much our shield holds. And most of the time, your shields will be based on the capacity stat of the shield that you picked up. There are some perks that can increase your shield capacity, so you can pick up a shield that basically has, say, 60 health or 60 capacity, but your perks will maybe boosted by 10%. So instead of having 60 shields, you just have 66 shields. So it's all based on your perks as well, if you have any that boost them. This little chest over here, this is actually special, specific to the year of Game of the Year edition. This was not here in the original Borderlands. This is called a skull key chest. You see in the lower right hand corner, now that I've got walked up to it, you see the little skull key icon up here. The Gearbox allows you to use what's called shift codes. And shift codes are things that they hand out on occasion. For any particular reason. They can say, here's a new shift code for you. You go into a specific area of the game, you use a shift code, you put that, you go to the, it's usually on their Facebook page or Twitter page, whatever. They'll have a specific shift code they released for any reason. Sometimes it could be, one time when they were doing back in Borderlands 2 came out, and they were doing the video game awards. As Borderlands 2 were winning certain awards, like for the voice actor of the, I'm not spoiling anything here, but the voice actor for the villain of Borderlands 2, I think it got like a Game of the Year award, things like that. Anytime it got an award, Gearbox released a new shift code during that event that the players could actually use that shift code and get more skeleton keys they can use on this chest. Now, what this chest does, when you open it, it'll actually give you legendary. Most of the time, it's legendary. Sometimes I've gotten some blue items, which kind of sucks, but usually you'll get legendary, which is purple gear, out of this chest. I'm not going to get one right now. I'm going to wait till probably about maybe level 5, level 10, something like that, and come over here and open this chest a few times to get some stuff. Now you can only use these golden skull keys to open this chest, and the only way to get more keys is to find shift codes from gearboxes like Twitter, their Facebook, whatever, and apply those shift codes in the game. That's the only way to get to golden keys. There's no other way to get them. You can't get them in the game. It's not like premium currencies you can buy with real money or anything like that. It's only through shift codes. And what I'll do is I'll come here like I said, maybe like every 5th or 10th level, and open this chest and use a key and try to get some upgraded items. The first time I saw this chest was in Borderlands 2. Borderlands 1 didn't have it. Okay, let's get back underway here. And, oh right, we need to turn that mission into Zed for getting that shield.
Just tell me if you need it.
No? See? You don't need a PhD to do my job. I guess people just feel more comfortable with my honest face and bedside manner. Feel free to sell your items to the med vendor and buy some first aid kits for later. Got 188 cash and 192 experience. And now we got Blinding Nine Toes. That's our next mission. Kill bandits and return to Dr. Zed. Nine Toes place a few men at a small outpost outside of town, across the road and west. Those men report every move we make, so our next move should be to make them dead. So let's go do that. We need to go kill 8 bandits.
People don't yet trust you. If you're going to ever find the vault, you'll need the aid of the people. Helping Dr. Zed with his Nine Toes problem is a good move.
Nine Toes is a person. Nine Toes is going to be our first boss. So we're kind of like working our way up to bosses. Or working way up to that boss. And that's pretty much how the whole game goes. I mean, you work your way up to, up to bosses, and you fight some enemies along the way. But actually, now that I think about it, bosses aren't really that prevalent. I mean, the game is still incredibly fun. Don't get me wrong, but there's not really that many true boss-like encounters, now that I think about it. Oh, I leveled up. Now I got level 3. And there's 2 down, 6 to go. We come in here and kill the bandits here. Let's pop this barrel here. There we go. 3 insta kills, right? Just like that. And that's how the barrels work. They'll explode and do damage to enemies nearby. Surprise! Boosh! Wow, I didn't one-shot him. And there we go. We're done, but I'm going to kill the rest of these guys for experience. Okay, there we go. There we go. You can see on the map up there, map is also a radar. You see the red diamond. The red diamond is this guy right here, who is now dead.
Feel it.
Now, enemies don't always appear on the radar, so you may look ahead. You'll see an enemy walking around in front of you, but you won't see him on the radar. Typically, if an enemy is aggroed on you, that's the only time you're actually going to see them on the radar. Alright, with those 8 guys killed, let's go back and turn that into Zed. Doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doop-de-doo. We have a little bit of a day-night cycle here, but this is about as dark as it gets. This is technically nighttime, but this is as dark as it's going to get. You never have to worry about having to be like, I can't see because it's so dark. You never have to worry about that. This is pretty much as dark as it gets. Shops of new inventory. You see at the top of the screen. So now we go over here. So the timer's reset to every 20 minutes. So every 20 minutes, the stock will change.
Happy I'm here.
Now, in this case, the stock didn't change because this is the kind of the tutorial vendor. So this one's not going to change very much, if at all. But in other vendors, you can come back to the same vendor multiple times. Every 20 minutes, they'll change their stock. And all vendors, all of them change inventory every 20 minutes. So if we go to another vendor, it'll be 9:25 and counting down on that vendor as well. So they all change at the same time.
Give me a shout if I can help you.
All right, let's turn this one in. Well done, friend. Here's the bounty for those guys. By the time Nine Toes realizes we've taken out his eyes, we'll already be making our next move. All right, now we get to meet TK Baha. There's a reward for the death of Nine Toes, but he's elusive. We don't really know where his hideout is. Actually, I do, but we have to pretend we don't because we have to pretend like we've never been here before, even though I have. Talk to TK Baha at his farm south of Firestone. He's blind as a bat, but no one knows the area better than he does. Maybe he can help. Okay, let's go meet TK Baha.
I think we're done here.
The TK Baha is kind of a cool guy. This one's a rather simple mission. We don't have to. I say we don't have to fight anything. We really don't have to fight anything. We'll go and kill these guys from some experience. Now I won't be doing this either. You know, I'm essentially kind of grinding a little bit. I mean, not true grinding. Oh, another one came out. But I'm for the first few levels, probably maybe at least till like maybe levels 8 or 10. I want to spend some time to kind of kill any enemies I can find along the way to my missions, because I really want to get some experience. But once I get once I start getting pretty much my perks and stuff, then I'm not going to spend a lot of time grinding and killing enemies along the way. I mean, if I come across an enemy and I'll kill him, but I'm not going to go out of my way to get to them, kind of like what I'm doing here. Nothing over there. Nothing over there. Okay. I guess I can stop a second and do this. I can go over here to my proficiencies. You can see now that I've gained some shotgun proficiency because I've been only using my shotgun right now. You see I've got it a little bit over halfway. So again, as you level up, as you use weapons and you score kills, you'll level up those weapons. Now it's only going to be the weapons that you not only have equipped, but the weapons that you have used. So I've only used, even though I have a rocket launcher equipped, it hasn't gained any experience because I haven't used it yet. I'm only getting experience from the shotgun because that's the only weapon I've been using, the only weapon class I've been using. All right, mosey over here. And there's TK Baha.
You? One more step and it'll be your last. You should have seen the look on your face.
I don't know how you knew I was here or what face I made because he's blind, just like Zed said, but whatever.
Hey, why don't you come over here and chat a while? It's always nice for a fellow to have company out here. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself. I'll get by just fine. All right? I'm okay.
All right, talk to TK Baha, TK's claim. Who's there? Oh, new kid in town, eh? My name's TK Baha. Wait, I think I heard something. Alright. This is a little bit how this, again, kind of what it's what I mean by that. There's your story right there. He's letting us know that his food just got stolen. That was kind of what that little side sentence meant. I did hear it. Damn Skaggs getting into my food. Damn them all to hell. You, whoever you are, I want you to go kill those rat bastards. They just stole half my food stores. Go get my food back, then we'll talk after I ain't so pissed off. Recover the stolen food items and return to TK Baha. Alright. We gotta go kill some Skaggs and recover some food. This is his food supply, I'm guessing here, because here's what the foods look like that we need to get, but these aren't the ones we need to get because these are already here. So this is where his stash is, underneath this tiny tent, wide open to access to Skaggs. I don't think TK is very smart. Anyway, moving on. The stolen food, as you can see, is over here next to these Skaggs. You see it on the radar over here. We're going to mosey over here, pick this thing up first. And, whoop, almost got hit. Let that Skagg get a little too close. Typically what I try to do to avoid getting hit by these guys is I'll jump back. Because they're only melee characters, melee attackers. They don't attack from range, with the exception of their jump. But I try to avoid their attack by jumping back because it's quicker than just trying to step back. So when these Skaggs are coming at you, when they stop to attack, just stepping back won't be enough to get out of their range of their attack. It's usually a jump back will get you out of their range. Now you might have noticed that I got a challenge place to get off my lawn. I go to my out of this screen, go to this one over here, go back to my missions over here, go over to this one here. Relentless. We've already killed 5 enemies. Or killed 5 enemies in succession with no more than 7 seconds between each kill. So we got the Relentless challenge. You got a 500 experience for that. We also did... Where is it? Here it is. Get off my lawn. Get 50 kills with shotguns. 1,000 experience. So I gained 1,000 experience for getting 50 shotgun kills. Now the great thing about this thing is even though I've got there's different levels of goals that you need to meet, each one just adds a total to your current amount. So it's not like, so you see here it says, get off my lawn, I need 50 kills, got 50 kills, done. The second one requires 250 kills, but I've already got the 52 kills to, I've already got 52 kills, so that counts toward this as well. So even though it says that I need 250 shotgun kills to get this award, I don't truly need 250. I just need another additional 200 on top of the 50 that I've already gained. So that's kind of nice. You don't have to actually get. All you got to do is just reach those totals, and it's community. It's collective it's communitive, collective, whatever the term is. I forget. But it adds up. So instead of already got 52 kills, I got the 50 from here. That 50 is included in this next one, and 50 on here as well. So when I get 250 kills on this one, or an additional 200, I would need 1,000 for the next one. I would actually only need 800 kills because I've already got 200 at that point, or 250. I need 750 kills to reach the next goal because I've already got 250 from the previous 2 goals. So you see how that works. Luckily that's that way. Otherwise, it'd be a long time to get some of these. And you can use different ones for different weapons. This one's for shotguns. This one's for pistols. This one's for combat rifles. And so there's a lot of challenges that are in this game. And that's really, really good. Makes it really, really helps you boost your experience gains. You also get kills for killing different enemies. You get kills for killing enemies, period. But you also get kills for killing specific enemies, like human kills, killing Skagg. We'll be killing some flying enemies later called Rack. You get credit for that as well. So on and so forth. Get kills for running enemies over with vehicles. We'll get vehicles there that you can drive around. You can run enemies over with them. You get challenges for that too. Alright, there's one. Let's go over here and get the second one. Like. And there's 2 more over here by this other set of Skagg dens. Here's one here. Here they come. Pop! And we got a Skagg whelp. He's a little bigger than a pup Skagg. pretty much every enemy type in this game has different levels of enemy, and there's different like different levels of, how can I say, like different ranks, if you will. They're like, for example, we saw the pup skag, then we just saw that skag whelp. The skag whelp is just a little bit stronger than the pup skag. So you get different levels. You get all the way up to some pretty strong guys, and the highest level, the highest rank, I guess you could say, of every class is called badass. So if you've seen enemies that says like badass skag or badass bandit or something like that, they're going to be the highest highest rank of that group. The upside of that, they get a lot of experience and usually drop some pretty good loot. Downside, they're tough as hell. They're pretty damn tough to beat. Typically, I like to look at it. I like to tell people kind of like give them this little piece of advice. Whenever you deal with a badass, whatever level number that it says, like I said, you saw say 02 on some of those skags, meaning those skag were level 2. Whenever you see a badass, whatever number you see as their level, increase that number by 2, and that's basically how strong they are. They're usually about essentially with their stats and everything 2 levels stronger than the level that they mentioned because they're their badass rank. So let's say we came across a level 5 badass skag. I always like to say, pretend that's not a level 5 skag, pretend it's a level 7 skag, because that's how strong they are. They're about as strong as enemies that are 2 levels above them.
Smells like off-worlder. How you liking our planet anyway?
That's why I say, the reason I say that is you don't want to, you see, he's just a level 3 or level 5. I'm level 6, I can handle this. Remember, he's actually level 7, so he's actually 1 level above you. You want to be careful. So I just want to point that out.